Before we even start, the physical movements of Tai Chi is really just to agree on some basic fundamental practices that will make your practice more enjoyable. One, Tai Chi should be enjoyable. Think about it as exercising your free will to be grateful at all time about how your body moves without any negative sensation. Remember how I said not negative sensation, not emotion. Emotions is something else. Meaning that when you're doing these steps, as soon as you feel some kind of physical discomfort, you are out of Tai Chi. And that's why it is so appealing and attractive to people of all ages and levels and works wonderful for many, many different purposes. Something else to absorb is that Tai Chi is not about moving from point A to point B. That's why it's very hard to teach Tai Chi looking at pictures. Tai Chi is about observing everything that is happening between point A and point B. We will be very particular about how we start and how we finish. We have more control over those. Think about it as you having control about how you start your day with proper preparation and how you finish your day if you are in a safe environment. But Tai Chi is really the study of everything that is happening within when I try to go from point A to point B. During this inner work of observation of what is happening between point A and point B, you will catch yourself some days doing fantastic, and that's good. But also some days or some few milliseconds, few short moments, you will notice moments where your body is just not performing. Rejoice. Every time you find a moment of failure or weakness during your Tai Chi practice, rejoice because there is information there. It's either telling you something about your body, whether I need to maybe do it slower, or maybe faster, or maybe I just need to repeat the movements until I consolidate those muscle groups. We're going to take a lot of time on the first 7 steps of this form we are about to learn. Once you understand the principles of the first 7 steps, the rest is going to be easy. It's just going to be technicalities. Our currency is time. It doesn't matter how many steps we do. Remember, Tai Chi is not about A to B. Tai Chi is, can I control my attention, my emotion, my body during the transition between point A and point B. And the truth of the matter is that if you can control yourself when you're in transition, it's a moment of pure freedom and discovery. I think definitions are important. So Tai Chi is a Chinese martial art. And it's considered to be an internal martial art. What's the difference, you will say? Very simple. Think about external martial arts every time you're using your body to change your external reality. I repeat, martial arts is every time you're using your body to change your external reality. Whether for self-defense, or going to work, or sending an email, or cleaning your room, every time you're using those limbs to change your external reality, it is considered an external martial art. Now, once you choose to sit down and instead of being physically activated, to use the power of your thoughts, your breath, visualization, then you're going into the internal side of things. And Tai Chi is really this work of observation, and thus it is considered to be an internal martial art. Does it have self-defense application? Is that something that you can use as an external form? Absolutely. Once you're going to master these very simple moves and repeat them enough to call yourself hey, I know how to do these moves, they can be extremely lethal. Little word about violence, and I like to use the following story. Imagine you're walking down a street and you see two children playing, one crazy man talking on his own, and two people fighting. Which one will get most of your attention? I repeat, two kids playing, one crazy person talking on their own, and two people fighting. Which one will get most of your attention? 95% of the people will say the two people fighting. We have a draw toward violence. Some researchers found that this element of violence is more predominant among men. And there is this concept of being the hero, this very hard to grasp element of human nature where we just want to be the first. We want to be the winners. We all have that. Coming back to violence, if you find in a position where you have to harm somebody or somebody has to harm you, sorry, you were not smart enough. Violence is not something that just teleports out of nowhere. It travels. We all have heard of venues or locations that always have fights in them. People will display signs before attacking. We've all been in an argument where things have been building up, building up, building up to a crisis. All these were signs. And the true martial artist is the one who is so attuned to himself and to his environment that he can address the potential threat at its weakest point. And thus, from being an artist of war, aka martial means related to war, the true martial artist, the accomplished martial artist, becomes an artist of peace. Once you understand the technicalities of violence and how it works, you can transform it into a moment of peace. There is different kinds of styles of Tai Chi, and the one we're going to be learning is called Yang Shaolin style, form number 9. Let's get to it.